Sargon, Destroyer of Worlds here, and welcome back to Bytown. Thank you for tuning in. Last episode here, as you can see, we built some city services, including a post-sorting facility, a bus depot, which we have yet to actually set up any bus routes, which we might get to today, a road maintenance facility, and a police services. Now, I have also yet to add certain props and do a little more detailing around here. That is not on the agenda for today. So let's get out of this view. So the last few episodes, we've been working on dealing with residential demand, which still continues to be great. Our population continues to expand. Our budget is doing well as well. So it's well. Isn't that, I guess, swell? So have a little look over here. Ooh, let's ignore those abandoned buildings. Just turn off the notifications. All is well. So as we come across here, you'll see we have our condos that we built the last time. These great condo apartments going right along the highway. You know, a nice little tree buffer. And, you know, we've installed the sound barriers, which last I looked, if we have another quick peek, it's okay. Nobody's upset. That is probably a little close, but it was available land and things went there. But if you actually notice, it's very similar noise to what's actually coming from the small commercial area, so it's not too bad. Now, speaking of this commercial area, you know, getting some great usage. One thing I might spend some time trying to resolve, at least to my own satisfaction, is actually this VisionWorks asset. You know, I love the fact it's specifically eye care, even though the game doesn't make a difference. But its size is actually very comparable to, you know, this library as well as the Sobeys grocery store. So I might look at that and see if I can find a different asset to put into this area, but that's also is not on the agenda for today. What is on the agenda is, well, we're going to tease at that for another second. I do want to come in here before I leave this neighborhood. So a little hint, we're going to leave the neighborhood. I do want to remove at least one of these crossings and kind of just straighten things out. So it's pretty easy. Already that looks better, but I'm gonna, since I'm in this node, I'm going to remove this green crossing by removing the marking. And as well, I'm gonna come into Traffic Manager, Junction Restrictions. Not that it matters too much, but I do want to remove crossings from this part where that crosswalk was, as well as, because we also have this crosswalk here. Now, I think we all know in reality, and the game doesn't do it, is if I was here trying to get over here, I wouldn't cross, I would just check traffic and probably do this. So now let me just quickly get the other ones done along this roadway, and I will be right back. Okay, so we got all those done, and I think that looks a lot better. Now, not a city planner. I'm not even sure if these would actually have crosswalks actually officially painted here, but we'll leave those for now. Now, as I said, we aren't actually going to stay in this neighborhood, and we're actually not going to build another neighborhood today. We're going to come along here, cross our intersection here. Actually, while we're here, let's also kind of just straighten that out a bit. I think that looks a lot better. going to come along here. And I'm going to travel down this country road, which kind of ends. And we're going to take... Well, we're going to do a little spin the wrong way. So we have this little park area over here with some ruins. And I actually love things with character. And I want to add... Oops. We gotta ignore this. Just back up for a second. Ignore some stuff that's actually not supposed to be on the map. And we'll be right back. And there was nothing deleted there, nothing at all. It's all good. Yeah, I was playing with earlier, just potentially placing some rocks, which we actually will not be doing at this point. But I wanted to, you know, I was testing a few ideas, so we will kind of ignore that. But what we won't ignore is the topography. So as you kind of see here, we've got a nice kind of sloping hillside all the way through here until it gets to a flat area. But that's not where we're building. We're actually going to do two things here, but the first one's going to require us to level out a small pad. So we're going to come in here, grab our brush, maybe make it a little bigger. And it doesn't matter too much where this goes in terms of my plans for today. But we'll start here. And we're going to flatten this out. There we go. And then we're going to come in and we're actually going to take, let's take our 2-lane gravel road here for now. And we're going to come off the road here. We are also then going to stretch that out here. Take our curve road tool, connect that up. Now, given the fact that we have this old ruins here of castle, I think it would also be very likely that there would be a cemetery around here. So we do have a few assets, and we're first going to start with our church. Now, I don't have a ruined church, but I found this great asset on the workshop, which I think would look pretty good in this area. So we have this option here, and as well, there's a few others. So we'll just kind of have a look-see. In terms of what do we think would actually fit? So we have 4 different church options over here. So I'm not sure we'll find one that exactly matches the style. But what I like is a church that potentially was a small church that was here and that has been, you know, slightly maintained but not pristine that you might see, and also retrofitted. So these ones have some clocks. This one's not too bad, but I like this one here, this Krasokov Church. I probably butchered that, from Slovakia. So we will remove these 3 churches. We will move this one down here. And then we're going to come in. And I got this realistic working cemeteries off the workshop as well. I always have a hard time with these particular assets. Just going to place it So these are real working cemeteries, but they do require road access. So if you see, if I back that off at a certain point, and oh, it's going to call me a bit of a liar, it appears. So, which is perfect, because I do want to place a series of 4 of these. And we're just going to spend some time lining these up. I think move it will help me here. Let's see. Yeah, no. So let's move it this way. And it's not going to do it. All right, so we'll manually place these. And in fact, I want to make sure they're all going in the same direction. So let's just do that now. Needs to have, I mean, in the same direction. The headstones are all pointed the same way. And I do want to leave some space in between, because I do want to add some paths. So let's just spend a second here and see if we can level that, straighten that against the road. Move these, and let's just hope that it doesn't start requiring road access. If not, we'll just come back, but everything seems happy at the moment. So actually we'll move the church down just a tad. So again, just come back to our pass. There we go. Straighten that there. So that's coming together. Now, what I really like about this particular asset is it actually will follow the terrain. So, which makes it really nice to place on a sloped hill. So I don't actually have to flatten that out, because, you know, in real life, graveyards, cemeteries have not just completely flat terrain. Now, the other thing I do want to add is a little bit of parking. Now, even though this is, I'm considering this a rural parking that is associated, rural parking, a historical church that is potentially tied to these old castle ruins, that, you know, the community has decided that this is an area that they want to be able to visit and also respect the terrain. So I do have, even though I've got a number of assets, you know, to make proper parking lots, and that is not the one I wanted. So let me just find it again here. Okay, so one of the things I do want to place, and it took me a moment to find it, is a parking lot. And this one is just going to give me a bit of trouble. So I'm going to have to move it. But what I like about this particular one is the fact that it has a gravel pad. And I would think out here this would not be something that was paved. So what we're going to do is we are going to adjust and move it. It is quite a large parking lot, no doubt. And I don't think I left myself the space I had previously. So what we're just going to do is we're just going to take a hot hot minute here. Oh yeah, I'm a young'un. No, I'm not. But we're just going to extend everything and just move it down with Mr. Move It. Just take it all. Gonna move that down. Actually, with that, you can kind of see how out of alignment this particular the gravestones are. And then we're just going to come and move this down. In fact, I think we will rotate this. Hey, small city! We're here a long way from installing monorails. We do have some plans. Actually, getting the cargo train terminal will help with a episode and some expansion plans I have in the near future. Hint, it involves cargo. So let's get back to that. We're just going to continue rotating this around. Put that there. Now I am going to come into Bob. And I want to get rid of the actual spaces because I don't think this would be painted. And we'll also get rid of, okay, the street lamp is gone. So I think this is what we would have out here is a gravel lot. Now it has some trees, which let's actually go into Bob and find out specifically what that tree is. A red sugar maple. So let's see if we can find it. Sugar. And the reason why we're going to do that is I do think it's a it's a little odd that we only have one of those around. So we are going to place a bit around here. Some on the cemetery, but we actually are going to come in and add some into this forested area so it makes sense. Now the other thing we're going to do is we are going to take some of these trees. We will copy and we will place a random selection of those trees. There we go. I think that looks pretty good. So we have a nice little parking area, you know, a cemetery. Now, besides, we do have a number of problems. So we do need to bring out water. You know why things aren't screaming at me? Is because I turned the notifications off. So we have two key problems. Water. Don't ask me why. I don't understand why the graves, the cemetery itself would require it, but hey ho. The other one is we do need some power, so we are going to run a rural utility and we will connect it there. So I was right earlier, and I have my notifications off, is these do actually require road access, so not a problem. What we're going to do is we're going to come in first to move it, and we will rotate. So we have things adjusted now. That took a couple minutes to deal with, but I think we're going to do a few other things here, including running a path apparently right through a tree. Move that. And I think we can get away with actually running that path right along. Yeah, I think that works. And we'll come in with our surface tool, and we will just, there's a couple patches. There we go. Perfect. So we have things well laid out, but I don't want to allow parking because we have a parking lot. So we're going to remove all the parking. Now, in reality, it's a road. We'd allow people to park there. But we will remove all the parking along this road. I think that makes a lot more sense. Now, we do want to make sure we offer some seating. So we have some bench options. Where's my vanilla options? So let's have a look. And we will come in and so I've changed some mods around here thanks to the DLC. So there's just something. It's either a mod I no longer have or because I changed to this new mod. So I'm going to look into it, but we will do a little bit of cheating to make this work with Move It. So we will come in. We will provide some seating. So there we go. So we have this nice parking lot, no lines. Got this nice old church. I think we'll just nudge a little more. And cemetery, which has a lot of active visitors, which is nice. So that is part 1 of bringing to life this area. Now, the next thing I actually want to do is make this a park. I want to make this a place that people will come and actually visit. So let's come into our districts. Remember which one it is. I'm gonna make this entire area here a park. Now, similar to what we did before, I want to level out a nice little pad. Brush a little bigger. Oop. There we go. Actually, we're going to take that back a second because I really this would be a bigger area down here. And I pushed that a little too far. So we're going to take our slope terrain tool. So we're going to come in, and this time, since it's actually going to be a tourist area, we'll take a 2-lane, no parking. I'm going to come in. Box that off down here. Though now I'm looking here, I want to see, I think I'm going to have to go back to a country road, or a rural road, I should say, because I don't really think we would see all these lights here. Let's come in and yeah, let's do this for now. I definitely don't see this area because it's not going to be a city type park. I think I'm going to make this a nature reserve park. So we're going to add this in here. And in fact, what I want to do is I want to loop this. So we'll come in, grab a road. Now, I noticed we still have some problems up here, so I had thought, honestly, that the power was going to jump. It did not, so let's just come along here. Once again, our rural line. And there we go. So we will come in and actually just move this tree. And we've got... everything's good there. Wow, we've got people... I'm gonna have to rethink, and people are just walking here. Who are these folks? These people are going to the library. This church. People want to get here. So I might have to look at... so right now that's a country road, and I do want to leave it as such. So let's actually, before we get to the nature reserve, let's add some paths. Otherwise, I still might have to rethink, because they're walking on this side too. Gotta love the dedication of residents of City Skylines to walk. Okay, so let's get back to what we want to get started over here. And this isn't going to be a full build today of this. Let's just get the water connected. There we go. So actually, I made this a little bigger than I wanted. Actually, what we're gonna do instead, I got a different plan. Because what I want to put in here are a series of parking lots. And so we could let's do it this way. But actually, okay, let's take a step back. That way, we can make sure they're perfect. Leave a bit of a space. And we will just now come around with there we go. So if people want to get here while we're getting things set up, we can. Now this is an area I don't see us having with lights. And I do see this as an area that would be a place where people would enjoy the challenge. So we're going to start by putting a series of paths along here. But I do see a few paths coming into here. Now I do want to get some paths up through here as well. So this is where for now we are going to branch off of here. winding my way up here. Now, I think this is where things would start coming back down. But I do want to, for what, just here in a moment, having some trails coming up here. Come around and we'll try to find found a way to get it kind of over here as well. And actually, I think we would find one up here. And for now, we're going to have this trail loop back in. Probably brought that one just a tad closer than I want. And we'll run path right along here. Now, I live in Canada. We really don't have ruins, so I'm not exactly 100% sure as to what I'm about to do would be something you would see in a place. And taking away the ruins is not what I mean. What I'm about to do is something you would actually see in a place like the UK, where they obviously have tons of castles in various shape. Have a path running along. So here we go. And so if we come up, have a look here. We do have a nice little network of trails. Oops, I had this paused. So what I do want to do is add some campsites. And we're going to avoid... I had thought about at one point adding a secondary gate here, but I really want this location to be about the church and not coming here and for the this nature reserve. So we have a few things, not a lot, but that is fine. I'm not looking to make this something uber super exclusive, but I do think we would see some things like a sign coming in. And then we're gonna go and very important. Couple outhouses as people come in. But I do want to make, so this might be the controversial piece. For those that live in the UK or an area where they have, ruins such as this, would actually adding campsites be a thing. So we're gonna do, these won't be large, what we would call front country camping here in Canada, but I am gonna make small little areas, which I will then come back in and add some trees to provide a little bit of privacy in this area. So came along here, we are going to add some sites coming off the main trail. So let me do that, and right back. Trail. Now we would have a small, at least in some of the provincial parks I've camped out, and these are backcountry sites that are properly set up. They have, yeah, they have a big, I don't know why I was working. So they would have toilets, like a little, or a toilet, an outhouse. And my intent right now is to add and try to dual purpose these. So if you're a hiker coming along, you could come in and use these facilities. I will back it off the trail just a bit, and we'll come back and add trees for a bunch of these. Now this guy at this point, we're gonna get fairly lucky of having his own facilities here. And I would think if we're here, we might just have one down here. This, we're gonna take a trail and we will add one coming out over here. That was weird. So we have one there. And these for the most part would be day hiking trails with the odd one there. I think that's good. So we're gonna come in and actually let's have a look. How are we even doing? Get rid of this. We already have 52 visitors and a whole lot of entertainment. We're making money. That's excellent news. So I do have some work to do down here, but what I really want to do is provide the type of privacy I would expect. So we're going to take the tool here and we are going to come in and add mainly, as you can kind of see, these are fairly small trees. But I think I like camping where there's privacy. That's looking pretty good. And even though in real life, I don't think we would actually have a lookout. I don't know if I have access to them yet. I can't remember. No. So when we hit level 2, I believe, we'll get these viewing decks, which I'll probably add some along here. But I don't think they would really look. And oh, did I make a... Ooh. I made a mistake here. I grabbed a different path for some of this. So let's put in what should be here, the Nature Reserve Trail. Look at that. Wow. Wow. Look at all these people. This is an extremely popular trail. Even Grandpa's there. They're going at it. They're moving. I do think I need to come in here and add some stuff like some benches. You know, we do have obviously a mixed age crowd. And I definitely think, I know when I go on a big long hike, I like to have a spot to sit down on occasion. So let's, we can actually see the ruins here off to our right. Looking good. All right. Come back out. And I have to figure out, we got a little bit of jittery motion here. So maybe let's get rid of that parking lot for now. And I might redo this. I'm thinking about running the parking lot more this way. So we've gone through and placed the main assets. So we have some picnic tables and some other things here. But those are more for decorating the campsites, which we might go back and do. So had a little bit of a redo here. I came back and rethought this parking area. I've put two larger parking lots with our beautiful parking lot roads here. Excellent mod there. And I've just moved them all up right next to the entrance. I thought about putting some shops in, decided against it. I think this works for now. And we'll see how much the parking lot gets used as time goes on. Speaking of time, let's get things rolling here. Now, the other thing I just did off camera as well is I moved slightly back these toilets. In fact, I think I'm going to move them back just a tad more. Let me just move them out of the way here. There we go. And back. You know, personally, it's a high traffic area here of personnel, oh my goodness, of people walking back and forth here. And personally, I would like at least to be just slightly off the trail. Now, as you can see here, as we try to figure, there we go. We got a nice little sign postage, which I'll move a little closer. I'm going to see if I can find some good waypoints. Now, we do have a few options, and, maybe we'll put some in for now. Like the zoo park here has this. Put one out, and if we kind of go around and place these at intersections, the way I kind of see this is in the parks I've been to, here you'd have a map, and each of the intersections here would have a waypoint of, this is say A, and then you follow A, you can come up here and this takes you down a different path. So let me quickly do the rest, and then we'll get on with the next piece of upgrading this. So I think that's it for now. Let me just double check. Did I get this one? No, I did not. Oh, I did. No, there it is. Little guy there. So the other things I want to do before we wrap up this episode in this park is not put any more zoo assets in. Well, I guess three things. I do want to go around to some of these campsites, and I'm going to actually add a second tent in, because I do think some of these would definitely have multiple people staying. So go around, and I think it's going to be at these larger sites. That's kind of what I would envision. And then there we go. The other thing I would definitely see at these sites is each would have absolutely a picnic table. I see these as sites that are fully maintained by the park, and they have, they have some amenities here. It's not a, there's no toilet services or anything like indoor plumbing. They have the just pure outdoor plumbing. That's it. But I definitely see these as something that would be provided at each of these sites. Where they're placed, in fact, when I was camping last year at a provincial park, and I'd actually reserved the same site a few times, and a few times when I went back, the picnic table was slightly reallocated, or relocated, I should say. And actually, let's add another tent to this one as well. I think that works too. Back to our picnic table. The other thing I'm just going to do at these sites, and I will just quickly go through these and zoom right past this, but I will show you an example, is I think these would all have seating to some extent, so that they could lounge around. So let me quickly add some seating, and that will wrap up the campsites. So now that we have that done, the other thing I want to do is come in and, not jump around, but I'll show you here. I would personally prefer a little more privacy if I was here, and I still think we would have some trees. So I'm quickly going to go around and fill in some gaps to give a little more privacy around some of these campsites. So let me take care of that now. So we now have that done. So if we come down here, we can definitely see a little more privacy if you were walking along. Let's look at Elizabeth here. Wow, this is a lot of active hikers here. Love it. Even the folks with no feet apparently. And wearing suits to the park. Okay. One more thing, and we're going to wrap it up for this episode. Now, I've seen folks decide to put wood at every campsite. I don't really think that's reasonable. What I do think is feasible, though, is there would be wood for sale at, or just available at the front of the entrance here. So let's just add a few more in. Oops. Let's just fix that. And then just put one more right next to it. All right, there we go. So I think that is where we'll leave things for today. I think fairly productive. We got this beautiful rural ancient church here next to a cemetery, as well as just down below here we've seen a national park entrance being added, which will lead into the ruins. So let me leave you with a brief tour of our new cemetery and national park. Just before we say goodbye, I do want to quickly do a few things to get us started for the, well, not necessarily the next episode. We might come back and add a few things, but we are going to come in and set a few policies just to help out with tourism. And the reason why I'll show you why I want to work on tourism is we are almost at level 2, but we have plenty of entertainment. So we just want to make this place a great place. So we're going to add advertising, make it a main park. We don't want any fireworks. Celebrate. Well, that would be the opposite. We don't want fireworks. Night tours, why not? Even more fun. It's not an amusement park. And recycle garbage. Yes, let's do that. We can afford that. And in fact, you know what? We actually did forget about garbage. So at the very least, before we sign things off here, we're going to come in, and I don't think, yeah, we're going to come into our city parks. And we're at the very least going to add a few bins right here, right at the front. So with that, I would like to thank you for watching today's episode. Please like, share, and subscribe. If you have any feedback, if you have any suggestions, please do leave them in the comments below. And until next time, bye for now.